If you're from a small town and you feel called greater to something bigger than yourself, bigger than your reality, bigger than what your life is right now, this video is perfect for you. I grew up in a small town in Kansas. It was Ulysses at first, then I went to Syracuse, then back to Ulysses, and then Hawley, Colorado. It's very, very small towns, like 7,000 people in the two in Kansas, and then like 2,000 people max in the Hawley town. And my entire life, I grew up around that small town scenery, just flat landscape everywhere. I just, like going to a mall 4 hours away in Wichita or like 4 hours towards Pueblo was such a treat and experience that I only got like every 5 years. We had to go like an hour towards like Walmart for groceries. Like that was our grocery trip haul. Like we had to go to the bigger city that had the Walmart to get groceries to like live and sustain us. And I was even more than that, I was in the country, so I wasn't even in town. I didn't have the children to socialize with. I didn't have anything around me. It was just barren landscape as far as the eye could see for about 18 years of my life. And in that silence, I was able to really get to know myself growing up. You know, whenever you don't have that stimulation and that world around you, you really can focus and like learn yourself, know thyself. And I always felt in my heart I wanted some sort of luxury lifestyle, some sort of, when I was a kid, I remember I wanted to be like a lawyer or like an architect, like be able to afford these extravagances. And then in high school, I drew a passion for making videos. Like I was good at making videos, so I wanted to be a director. But life had different circumstances for me. As I watched all my friends go off to college after I graduated, I'm stuck in my small town because my parents couldn't afford to send me to college, and I didn't qualify for financial aid. So I was left on the farm with my cousin working. We lived together. We lived in a small town, or a small house that I grew up in the farm, 45 minutes away from town, and that town was an hour away from the Walmart. So I was literally in the middle of nowhere, cleaning shit out of sprinklers, driving tractors, literally a quiet, a calm, a soft life, going out every weekend, right? And that went off after I graduated high school for about like 6 or 7 months until I had like an awakening, an epiphany. It was, this is not it. This is not the life I want. In my soul, I feel called to something greater. I don't know what, but I feel I need to go out and be part of the world. And I didn't really have a direction, but I left my small town, moved in with my mom, like back in the other small town, and was working a pipe factory for 12 hours. 12 hours during the day, 1 month, 12 hours during the night, the next month. And in that time, I discovered entrepreneurship. I started watching videos of 20-year-olds driving fast cars and traveling the world, buying mansions. I thought it was amazing. These kids were like 23, 24, driving really fast cars, buying houses, buying their second homes. And I was like, this is it. This is what I need in my life. And my heart was set on entrepreneurship and business from that moment on. I knew I needed to find a mentor, somebody that could teach me or like show me how to do things. But for the meanwhile, I just got obsessed with books. I started reading books about business, entrepreneurs that write pages and pages and whole literatures of like their thoughts and like advice and what to do. And I just blindly followed it without question. Looking back now, I wish I would have started a business right then and there in my mom's basement when I was 19, making $2,000 a month. That would have been the smart move. I think it was honestly like $3,000 a month, but that's all hindsight. I didn't have the skills back then that I do now that I've learned in the real world. I'm 27 now, but I look back at it like, wow, if I would have just started when I was 19, I could have gotten so far. I could have been a millionaire by 22, 23. But that's not the route life took me. I ended up moving to Oklahoma, being a mechanic down there, trying to shadow an entrepreneur from my part of the world, El Salvador, that started a business in America and was successful. That didn't really work out for me. And so then I went to Colorado to learn sales, business, marketing, leadership. I got a job knocking doors, and I was able to scale myself up, learning the skills of business, learning how to run jobs, manage money, only be paid for my results in the next 5 years. picking up tons of skills along the way: video making, spreadsheets, running CRMs, marketing, sales, leadership, all kinds of things. It brought me to where I am at today. I started a marketing agency back in 2022. We got some success our first year. I half-assed it last year. And then all the way up until August of this year, I didn't give it any energy. But the thing is, it took me 8 or 7 years of building myself up just to get to the bare minimum, you know? Along the way, there was a lot of undoing my nasty habits, the things that are keeping me poor, the things that are reinforcing my identity with a poor person. And that's the one shift that you can make to change everything for yourself. Once you stop identifying as being a poor person and start identifying with the ideal version of yourself, you can then let the flow of life gently carry you into that direction. So if you're in a small town right now, watching this video up until this point, there are 3 things I need you to do right now. Firstly, I need you to write down your ideal life. Write down every little detail. The exercise I did when I started out was writing 100 goals. I want to travel to Paris. I want this sort of car. I want this sort of plane. I want all these experiences, right? And I just put 100 goals. I want to pay for my sister's college, etc. And that gave me a vision of the ideal lifestyle I wanted. I put that on a piece of paper, and that was my why. That was the goal that I was working towards. So the first thing you need to do is write out clear and concise the ideal version of yourself. Are you in shape? How much money do you make? Where do you live? Every little detail you can think of. You can just keep adding them more and more as time goes on and as you start learning the things you like. The second thing is you need to now look into what is going to give you that lifestyle. What vehicle of income is going to build you that lifestyle? There are tons of different options you can pursue. We live in a digital renaissance where now people are making hundreds of thousands of dollars online in a matter of months, and it's so incredibly easy. All you have to do is start. But if you don't have a path to go, you don't know what you're doing, you're never going to start. You're going to be stuck in analysis paralysis, and you're never going to take action towards changing your life and achieving the goals that you want to achieve. So after you've figured out what lifestyle you want to live, you need to figure out what's going to fund that lifestyle. Is it a digital marketing agency? Is it a coaching business? Is it an e-commerce store? Is it web design? Is it a software product? Are you in real estate? Do you have a business? How big do you want to get? Do you want billions? Because there's only a few things you can do to get to billions. Do you want hundreds of millions? Do you want tens of millions? Do you only want like 7 million and live a humble life in a farm? Anything's possible. There are tons of ways to achieve it. So once you've identified your ideal lifestyle, you identify the ideal vehicle that you need in order to build there. For me, it's real estate development. That's going to get me to my highest dream, my highest possible form of myself, where I can build communities around the world and bring people together. In order to achieve that, I need millions in liquidity. For you, it just has to be whatever is in your soul, whatever called your soul to watch this video and stick all the way to this point. And the third and final thing I need you to do is take one small step towards that. Just watch a 40-minute YouTube video on somebody teaching an agency or an e-commerce store, something. Just very, very simple. Make it as easy as possible and just take the one step towards it. And then go on ChatGPT and ask it how to scale up. How do I start making money with this? Like, what do I need to learn? Start taking action, because the only thing that really matters at the end of the day is the transaction. The money going in from one bank account to the other bank account. It doesn't matter what you know. It doesn't matter how fancy your website is or if you have logos or all this stuff that we just mentally jerk off like thinking is important. The only thing that matters is being able to offer somebody a very valuable service or product, give it to them in exchange for financing, and scale that and do that and repeat. I promise anybody watching this, if you're in a small town, it's so possible. I've seen my friends do it. I've done it. So many people have given themselves freedom. And I want that for you. You're watching this video up to this point, there's something in your soul that wants to break free, and just follow it because you're chosen. You're one of the few people that actually takes action and actually applies themselves and pays attention to get to where they want to be in life. Like, nobody's gonna watch to this point, I promise you. So if you're still here, go take action. Go claim your life. I promise. It's right around the corner for you. So many people give up so easily. But if you can stick it to the end, I'll see you at the top.